And so when we're connected to that, then we become an extension of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya's activities. It's his Sankirtan movement. Ramroy Prabhu read a verse from Caitanya-caritāmṛta, and it said that this Krishna consciousness movement, this one, the one that we're sitting in, this Krishna consciousness movement is non-different to the activities of Lord Chaitanya that he performed when he was present. We're going out every single day, or maybe not today, we don't go out, but we're doing Harinam every single day. This is the activities of Lord Chaitanya. And if we're connected to our sampradaya, to the instructions of our spiritual master, then our activities become an extension to that. And, we're so small, we're insignificant, tiny specks, jiva, right? So, Krishna is all attractive. But our goal of life is prema bhakti. And one of the characteristics of prema bhakti is Shri Krishna akarshani, to attract the all-attractive. How is an insignificant spark going to attract an unlimited fire? It's not possible, really. We're too small. The iron filing cannot attract the large magnet. It's not going to happen. But, and this is what I meant when I said that the only thing we have to offer to Krishna is Krishna. When we're connected to Lord Chaitanya's movement through the mercy of the spiritual master, then our activities become non-different to Lord Chaitanya. And who is Lord Chaitanya? Lord Chaitanya is in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Krishna, the all-attractive, Madan Mohan, who is bewildering the mind of Madan, of Cupid, he himself is bewildered by Madan Mohan Mohini. Prabhupada says this. Right? So he's the all-attractive, but he's attracted by Srimati Radharani. And our sampradaya, ultimately, is coming from her by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. When you're connected to that, there's one room conversation where Ainur Prabhu is speaking, and he's quoting Srila Prabhupada, and he was saying, he was speaking about offering tofu burgers and tempeh and all of these mock things to Krishna, and he was just saying that that's not what Krishna likes. What does Krishna like? And then the devotee says he likes puris and sabji and rice and dal and pakoras and whatever we cook here so nicely every single day. And and then Ainur Prabhu says, but what did Srila Prabhupada say? Prabhupada said, Krishna likes Radharani. So we should offer Radharani to Krishna. How is that done? By following the spiritual master. By following the instructions of the spiritual master. Because he's an extension of Rupa Goswami's work, who's an extension of Lord Chaitanya, who's in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So your activities are now an extension of Radharani's activities by the mercy of the spiritual master. This verse is very nice because it says, we cannot visually experience the presence of the super soul. You can't really see anything with these fleshy eyeballs. What can you see? You can see dull matter. There's a lecture where Prabhupada says that it is not that you see God with your eyes, you see Him with finer intelligence. As your intelligence becomes finer and finer, you start to perceive Him in everything. You start to perceive Him in what is that verse? Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastin Sunichaiva Sapake Ja Pandita Samadarshana. You see Him in the hearts of all the living entities. We're out there doing kirtan every single day, but who's our audience really? Are we doing it for the people that are walking by as compassion unto them, for the fallen conditioned souls? Yeah, that's part of it, definitely. That's a huge part of it. That's one of Lord Chaitanya's reasons for coming to this material world. But even more than that, our audience is always Krishna. We're trying to attract Krishna. There's so many instances Prabhupada has said that you go on preaching, doesn't matter what the result is. Our intention for preaching is not so we can collect many, many people, build many, many big temples, and make large, successful programs. That is actually not our goal. Our goal is simply to attract the attention of Krishna. Have you ever heard someone glorifying you right to your face? You know, like right in front of you, they might glorify you and they might say, "Oh, Prabhu, you're so amazing, you lead such nice kirtans, and you cook so nicely, and you're this and you're that," and whatever. They might say many nice things. Sometimes like a doubt might creep into your head that, why is he saying these things to me? Maybe he wants something from me. You know, maybe he has some other intention in his mind. Right? There might be some ulterior motive. But have you ever heard someone glorifying you to someone else without knowing that you're actually present there? You just overheard it? That's very satisfying. That's really satisfying. If it's ever happened to you, it's like super stroking to the false ego, you know. Because you know for sure that this is genuine. Why? Because he has nothing to gain from this. He's telling someone else. What's he going to gain from me by telling someone else how great I am? There's no ulterior motive. Preaching is this. We're telling others about Krishna, but Krishna is listening. He's present everywhere. We may not be able to see him externally, but he's present. And so when you're sincerely engaged in the activities of devotional service, and even though you cannot see him externally, then Krishna is so kind that he appears directly as your spiritual master. Since one cannot visually experience the presence of the Supersoul, he appears before us as a liberated devotee. Such a spiritual master is no one other than Krishna himself. This has to be understood properly. Guru is not Krishna, but he is as good as Krishna. He's a representative of Krishna. He's facilitating the service to Krishna. There is no other way you can render service to Krishna. Lord Krishna sends an instructing spiritual master to show him favor and invoke his dormant propensity for serving the Supreme. If one becomes a sincere devotee and seriously engages in devotional service. So these are the two things. Seriously engage in devotional service and be sincere. Sincerity is not a very difficult thing. It just requires one thing, really. Honesty. That's all it needs. With yourself, with others. Sadhu. Sadhu means sat. Sat means honesty. What is inside is what is outside. Which means you have anarthas, you have all kinds of unfavorable, unwanted things in your heart. So you just tell Krishna and keep engaging in devotional service. Yes, I have lust, I have anger, I have greed, I have pride, I'm illusion, like anything. These 6 vices, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said that they're like ropes around my neck and they're pulling me in all directions, this way and that way. You know? So while these ropes are pulling us, we keep chanting and Krishna will send us a liberated devotee, a spiritual master who's non-different to him as a representative. It's 8:40. I want to open up the floor if there's any questions or comments or corrections or anything anyone would like to add or subtract.
So how are we supposed to worship the spiritual master as good as the Supreme Lord?
By coming for the Guru Puja. Yeah, really. We serve in 2 ways. We serve his Vapu and we serve his Vani. Yeah, Vapu literally we worship by coming for the Guru Puja. It's not like he's gone. You know, his Samadhi is there, he's here, he's you know, Prabhupada is so amazing. He installed himself. No one's done that before. Or at least I don't know of anyone who's done that before. In Vrindavan, yeah. He installed himself on the altar. Yeah, and yesterday we were speaking about how this one Brahmin man came and he said, you've installed yourself here. You know what this means? This means that everyone's karma is going straight to you. Whoever comes here, all the pilgrims, whoever comes here. And now, if you think about it, all these people from Delhi, thousands and thousands of people are coming like every day. Vrindavan is packed now. He said that your murti is here. That means, all the sinful reactions, everything is going straight into you. And Prabhupada said to him, why do you think I came? So it's really far out that he installed himself, at the feet of Nitai. Yeah, Gaur Nitai. In the altar, not just outside. Outside is also glorious, but he did it on the altar. He's doing. There's a video. He's doing an abhishek of himself. It's there. So, if he can do it, we can definitely do it. Not that we install ourselves, I mean like worship Srila Prabhupada, So yeah, we worship Divapu, and we come and offer a flower, and we pay our obeisances, and we thank him. Yesterday we did a nice kirtan in Times Square, and the kirtan so perfectly ended that when we chanted Jai Srila Prabhupada, we were here in front of Srila Prabhupada. And it felt so satisfying that, yeah, you're the reason we're here. If it wasn't for you, what would we do? That gratitude is always offered, and then we follow his Vani by reading his books primarily, and by trying to, sincerely apply everything in our personal lives and our dealings and whatnot. Yes.
So in the verse it was talking, in the purport, no, in the verse also it was talking about how there's also Chaitya Guru. So Chaitya Guru is coming from inside, and because we're too dull, then Guru comes from outside to tell us. But then also Chaitya Guru can use that as a way to contact us. Like if the Guru can come in dreams, or Krishna can come as Guru in dreams, so we know that, okay, this is like the thing that the person I've accepted to instruct me, and he can instruct like that. And so there's this intimate relationship between Chaitya Guru and the Guru. Like someone once asked Prabhupada, how many windows are in the Empire State Building? He was pissed off by the question. So he just, how many drops are in the Mirage? and pushed him off. But he made the point later that it's not that the Guru is completely omniscient and knows everything, even though he's supposed to be non-different than Krishna. But because of Chaitya Guru and the Guru's relationship, the Guru knows everything that he needs to know. One time, someone was paying obeisances to the Guru, and then the Guru just said what they were thinking and answered their question. And they're like, how did you know that? He's just like, this is the process. So it's, there's a very
even what to speak of Guru, even the Pujari is actually a representative of the deities. Many times you would have experienced, you go and you desire like a tulsi leaf or something, and you're not saying it like, I desire tulsi leaf, Pujari ji. You're just thinking it, and then the Pujari just comes and gives you a tulsi leaf, and you're like, what the hell is this? How is this possible? Another point I wanted to say with what you said is that when we engage in devotional service, Chaitya Guru is in our heart, and he'll give us certain indications about certain things. But sometimes, because we're so dull-headed, we're not sure, maybe this is my mind, or maybe I'm mentaling out and this is not really real. And you might have this doubt, but you understand certain finer philosophical points about Krishna consciousness as you engage in devotional service. And then the Guru, and it doesn't have to be your Diksha Guru, doesn't have to be your official Shiksha Guru, it might even be a new Bhakta. He'll come and he'll tell you that exact same thing. And it'll be like a confirmation, because Chaitya Guru, just to pacify you, appears as a new bhakta and tells you, hey, yes, you're on the right path, keep going. There was a devotee who was a painter, and he was just painting the walls of the temple in Mexico, right? Kurmarupa Prabhu, I don't know if you know him, but he was a very nice devotee who took care of cows and did a very nice service. He was also here in New York. He was also the Bhakta leader of Vaindraprabhu for a short time. So he was giving the class, And he was saying that the material world is a place of duality. And he said that the same thing observed from relative points of view appear different. That's the material world. Okay? And this devotee, he's like hearing this, and he understood it theoretically. But then, that afternoon, he was painting the temple walls. And he was painting the temple walls with one bucket of paint. It was one color, right? And he paints one side, and it's looking like a certain color. And then he paints the other side, and because of the way the light is falling, it's looking like a different color. And for him, it was like, wow. Like the same paint is looking different because I'm seeing it from a relative perspective. You know? And the gyan became like vigyan, you know? And Chaitya Guru inside of him like just fully like revealed that knowledge to him through the devotional service. Yeah. He is a...
I just wanted to add another comment talking about this idea of Chaitya Guru and my attempt in Bengali, Chaitya Guru. I've even noticed that sometimes it's even from someone who might not even necessarily be a devotee, you know?
Yeah.
Like or at least like someone who's chanting Hare Krishna. I remember one time I was in Washington Square Park. It was just one of those days, you know, I had terrible sadhana that morning, and it was like having a lot of difficulties on the subtle plane. And someone came up to me, and his teacher was a Sufi. It's like a mystic practice of Islam. And he came up and was asking about the books, and we were talking for a really long time. And he said, well, you know, my teachers told me a bit about this process, and like I'd like to get some of your books. And so for me, I was like, wow, okay, this is amazing. Like I was having a terrible day the whole time. And his guru came up, and she looked at him, and she looked at me, and she was so happy. And she was asking how I came to this practice, and we were just talking for a while, and then we both just started crying. And like she was like, you know, she was just like giving me such full encouragement. She's like, don't stop what you're doing. You're on totally the right path. Like God is guiding you at every moment, and like this is exactly what you need to do. Yeah. And so like she was crying and I was crying, and her students started tearing up, and we're all like looking at each other like, what's going on, you know? But it was so amazing because it was like Krishna speaking through her, Guru was speaking through her, you know? And then she looked at her like student, was like, you take whatever books he gives you and you buy them. So of course I gave him a bunch of books, and he bought them all.
And you know, this what you're talking about, if you live in Vrindavan, it's like on a daily basis. It's that place, because Krishna that's his home. Practically everyone is his marionette over there. Everyone is just his little puppet. I remember one time I was just thinking that everyone in Vrindavan chants Radhe Radhe, you know? And sometimes there's this mood in Vrindavan that Radharani ki jai, and we don't care about Krishna, right? And I mean, like, okay, yeah, jai, but how happy would Radharani be with that kind of mood, right? And I'm just thinking this, and I'm thinking, but yeah, I guess everyone in Vrindavan chants Radhe Radhe. And this guy on a bicycle just goes by me, and he looks at me, and he says, Sham, Sham. You know? And that never happens, really. And I was just like, Jai, Sham. You know. Yeah, we can trust Krishna. We can trust him. All right. I think if there's no more question. Oh, you have a question.
Krishna, you mentioned a point about that we offer Radharani, and when we were talking about what to offer, we offer Radharani. Can that be related to bhakti in that verse? Patram pushpam phalam yome bhaktya prayachiti.
Yeah, for sure.
He said bhakti is so when we offer something with love, Radharani is love.
It's borrowed. It's borrowed love. She is bhakti personified. You know, all bhakti is emanating from her. She's the origin. You know, so any bhakti that we have is also coming from her only. It is not possible without her. So whatever we're offering, that love is actually, that's what it is. You know. Yeah. Yeah, nice, very nice. Okay. Oh,
We still have 6 minutes and 20 seconds to cover. Otherwise, breakfast won't be ready. So we might as well
oh, really?
do something.
Do something.
I mean, I'll just take off whatever Hridaya was saying. That, like Lord Chaitanya or somewhere in the CC, maybe in the Padyavale, can't remember, but it's saying like, oh, I don't want anything, but just give me, like, I just want to work for you and give me love as your salary, as the salary. And, like the point is that our payment is that we get in touch with the Hladini Shakti, which is Radharani is the Hladini Shakti personified.
And it's sorry.
That's the best feeling.
Yeah, and it's primarily the main anga, you can say, of bhakti is selflessness. That's what Radharani personifies actually. She's completely selfless. So when you become, don't try to be Krishna, don't try to become Krishna, try to become like Radharani. In the sense that, you become selfless like her. And her selflessness it's the highest degree, you can't even...
Yeah, like in the 4th chapter of Ādi-līlā, saying the 3 most amazing things about Radharani's love. One is that it's the most important thing in the entire universe. It's completely humble and selfless. And
there's descriptions. I don't know if... Yeah, okay, all right. I think we have 5 minutes. All right, you can put a timer here like you do in the kirtan, So, yeah, there's a book. Indradumna Maharaj is doing his... okay, perfect. Indradumna Maharaj is doing his Krishna in Vrindavan series. They're very nice. They're really nice. You can listen to them. And he was reading from one book, and that was describing how Radharani is decorated, Shringar, how she's decorated in a certain way, so to give Krishna an idea of where they're going to meet. Like her braid has certain flowers, her painting is done, her gopi dots are done in a certain way to give like a secret message to Krishna as to where they're going to meet. And he was describing how much endeavor is put into where they're going to meet. There's so much service, even including like the items that are cooked with certain spices to give Krishna clues as to where we're going to meet today, and like everything. The color of her dress, the rings on her fingers, everything is like a message. Like Krishna has a feeling in his heart that I'm gonna meet here. I think this is gonna be the place, and then it manifests by the mercy of the gopis by dressing Radharani in a certain way, and then he's like, okay, that's where I have to go. Krishna's Paramatma is Radharani, so then. It's like so much effort, and we also need a confirmation from Krishna's side. So Krishna will also do things to let us know that, okay, this is where we're meeting today. I've understood. I've got it down, And then the description of how the kunjas are decorated, it's unbelievable. Someone actually cuts diamonds, rubies, emeralds, all kinds of jewels into certain shapes. They cover it with cow dung on one side, and they stick it on the ground to make designs, mosaic like designs on the floor, but with diamonds and rubies and all kinds of different gemstones, right, on the floor. And then they decorate the walls with moss. That means it has to be grown, right, with moss so fine that when you touch it, you feel like you're not touching anything. Can you imagine that, touching walls where you're just like, whoa, is it even there? And then the trees and creepers are grown in such a way that there's holes. So when the moon shines through the holes, it'll reflect off the emerald and whatever designs they've made, and it will paint pictures on the walls of these moss-covered, walls. Beautiful pictures, like amazing pictures. Times Square is nothing. That's a joke compared to where we're really going, And all of this arrangement is made. All the gopis have come. So much endeavor. What does Krishna do? he doesn't come. Intentionally. Why? Because he wants to see how they're going to react. They did all this hard endeavor, so much labor, so much work. What if I don't come? What are they going to do then? You know? And what do? They don't go like, screw this guy. We did so much for him and he doesn't even come. What does Radharani do? Go and take a look at Ainu Prabhu's book cover. She raises her hand and she says, Ashlishyava padaratam pinashtamam adarshanan marmahatam karotuva yatha tatha va vidadhatu lampato mat prananathastu saivanapra. Krishna, you can do anything you like. Our love for you will only increase. Whatever you do. You come, you don't come, our love for you is just going to increase. And if you look at that picture carefully, you'll see that Krishna did come. He always comes. How can he not come? But he was hiding on a tree to observe, to see how they're going to react. And the way they reacted, if you look at the picture, he's also crying. And he can't get it. How can they love me so much? Whatever I do, their love just increases. Even Krishna can't understand Krishna. So, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grantaraj Srimad Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki.